I'm sorry I went off air and made a mess of everything. I'll see if I can find everybody again. Right. I can't find the chat, mind. I don't know where that's gone. Aha, down at the bottom, normally. Right, sorry about that. I'm going to have to send Babette another link. Right. I'm very sorry that I messed up and cut everybody off. I'm going to just invite Babette back. This is my... I'm going to have to get a mouse. Because this little thing on the laptop, when you hover your finger above it, it sometimes clicks for you when you don't want to click and you've not actually touched it. So I'm sorry about that, and we'll probably have lost everybody. I will see if Babette and everybody comes back on, and I will talk about the garden and what's been doing good and what's not been doing good. I was talking about the sunflowers and saying that they'd done really well, and I think I've got the wrong thing on here. Babette, is that you? I can hear
yes,
little voices.
It's me. I'm here. It took a while.
Yeah, I've right,
hi Simon. Hi Anne.
Right, yeah, I've not even got my chat up yet. Right, hi everybody. Sorry about that. I'm not very good at this, am I? This is
it's your third time. This is your third time. You can't be perfect right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm going to get a mouse next time attached, because the little finger pad thing on the laptop, if you hover above the clicky button, sometimes it clicks for you when you're not even touching it. It's a pain. So who have we got back? We've got 50 Shades of Green. Hello. We've got Simon. Hello, Simon. And don't know whether we've got anybody else. We've got Babette.
Anne is back.
Annie's back. Hi, Anne. And I want to ask 50 Shades of Green a question. Did you get some seeds in the post? Because I forgot to put who they was from. It was from me. I've sent you some seeds. So I don't know whether you've got them. I'll wait. I'll see if you reply. Anyway,
yeah, there should be a 30-second delay. They're not going to hear you, and you're not going to get their response.
Ah, right. Well, I'll carry on talking and see what happens. Right. So
we're talking about sunflowers.
Yes, we're talking about sunflowers, and now let's see if I can show you them. Press the right button this time, Tina. Right. There we go. There. Can we see this? These are the sunflowers. And actually, they don't look that tall on this photo, but they are really tall. They are about 12 foot or more, and I only posted them a couple of days ago, 50 Shades of Green, so they might not have got to you yet. So I was saying the sunflowers have done well. All the tomatoes seem to be doing well. My butternut squash is doing quite well. But what's not doing very well is the courgettes. And I don't know why, because I never have trouble with courgettes. So whether it's the heat, I don't know. This one, they look quite big, though, don't they? Don't like that photo of me, though. But I'll see if we can find any more photographs that I've took today to show you. These are the tomatoes. These are the beefsteak ones. These are doing really well. We've already showed you that one. I've got to go round. Oh, we're going to go round. Let me probably go backwards. Might be a better idea. Excuse the flicking through all the photos. If we can go back, it might not let me go back again. No, here we are. It's playing silly again. Right. Well, looks like that's the end of the photos. So I'm back. So most of the dahlias are doing all right. 50 Shades of Green says his mine sunflowers are taller than his, and he says he should get a delivery Monday or Tuesday, so he might get some seeds. I've sent you some sweet corn and some kohlrabi and some radish, because I've got far too many. So I thought, who would like some free seeds? So I thought of you.
Tina, do you eat the radish seed pods?
I don't like radish. Don't like radish at all. Don't touch radish.
Okay, Simon, when you grow the radishes, let a few plants go to seed, and before the seed pods start to plump up, taste them. They are delicious. They're better than the radish themselves. You just pick them and put them in your salad. Mine usually don't make them into the house. Either the birds get them or I get them. But instead of getting one radish per plant, you could get, what, 50, 60 seed pods from one plant.
Yeah, but I don't like radish. Somebody today on a video watching cooks the radish, and I'd never heard that. They bake them, and they said they taste totally different, and they're really nice. But I'd never thought of that. But so I might have a go if I ever get any more free seeds, because quite often get free seeds on magazines, and they're nearly always radish, and I hate radish.
I've heard of people eating the radish leaves when they're young in their salads. I've never picked any of them because I never have enough leaves to support the plant.
Yeah, a lot of people use beetroot leaves as well in the salad, don't they?
Oh, I like the beetroot leaves. Yes. They're not like Swiss chard, and they're not like spinach.
Yeah,
but they don't taste like beets either.
No, I've never tried that either. But one other thing that's doing really well this year is my plums. And I think they're liking the heat, because normally I get a fungus because they're close to the trees close to my roses. It seems to catch the fungus. I reckon they catch it off the roses, even though I spray the roses for black spot. I reckon that's why when I cut the roses right back one year, we didn't get it as much. And I think because it's been so hot, we've not got this fungus this year, and hardly any are turning bad. I mean, the worst year we lost every single plum on the tree, and I sprayed it.
Google and see if plums and roses are in the same family.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. But we're doing all right this year, and I have sprayed it for the fungal disease. I bought one year. You spray it in the dormant part, the dormant season. So after the leaves have dropped off, and I sprayed it all, and it has been slowly getting better. And now we have masses of beautiful. They're not ripe yet, but beautiful plums. So, seeing as I'm going to have to be making jam, I bought myself something. I'm always buying myself something, aren't I? Hang on. Look what I got.
Oh, a great big pot to cook in and can in.
17-litre pot. So, you know what I'll be doing as soon as they're ripe.
You'll be washing that pot by hand for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think it'll go in the dishwasher. It may do on the bottom, but it'll fill it. But yes, we'll be doing loads of jam. And I says to my friend that she could come around and pick some, because normally we give them away, neighbours, everybody. We have that many. By the time that they're nearly all gone, we're sick of seeing plums. And the only trouble is then I stop picking them, and then they drop off, and then the dogs eat them.
Well, they're not going to waste.
No.
Anne wants to know what people grow during the winter months because it's their first garden. It depends on where you're at.
Yeah, we're Midlands, and we normally grow things like leeks, cabbages, Brussels, kale and stuff. Or you get it in about now, and then it overwinters, and then you can keep picking it over the winter. And the Brussels, they reckon they taste sweeter if they've had a frost on them. So mostly that type of thing. Some of the Japanese stuff, pak choi and stuff, you grow that when it's cooler. I made the mistake of once growing it early, and it just bolts and goes to seed because I'd never grown it before and probably not read the seed packet properly, knowing me. But yeah, mostly that type of thing. Anne's in Manchester.
You can pretty much grow anything that doesn't bear fruit. No tomatoes, no pumpkins, no cucumbers. Anything that bears fruit does not make it during the winter.
Onions, garlic, you put them in and overwinter them. And they grow all winter. And then when it gets to the spring and the warmer weather hits, they start to grow bigger. Yeah, Manchester's you're not far from me. I'm just outside Nottingham, Anne. Yeah, leeks. I've not put. See, the disadvantage with not having the allotment, as I don't grow potatoes anymore, because I've got to grow them in bags, and then I have trouble watering them. It's not so bad if I'm here all the time, but as one or two of you might know, that my parents aren't very clever, and I have to go and everywhere they want to go. If they want to go on holiday or anywhere, they need somebody with them. So I'm away quite a bit, so I have to leave my daughter in charge, and it's a lot of hard work. The more stuff I have that dry out quickly, like potatoes tend to dry out in this weather in sacks if you put them in bags or pots or something. And then they don't grow so well. But things, I don't grow cabbages either because I haven't really got the room. I've only got small beds. So during the winter, I don't really grow much at all. My beds just get all the weeds and tea bags and banana skins and all the cuttings, when you off for your salads and stuff, all the stuff that you would normally chuck in the bin. So I chuck in my compost bin. All that goes onto my beds, and then they're covered up with like a weed suppressant for the winter, and I don't grow anything in the winter because in the winter I do dog sports with my dogs. We go cycling and running all over the place, so I don't actually grow in the winter, but a lot of people do. But I really haven't got the room all the time. What does 50 Shades of Green, Simon? Do you grow much in the winter? Because you're all right, Babette. You won't have a winter, really, do you? Because it's I know it's cooler in your winter, but it's not cold like us. You don't have snow, do you?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. I was listening, but not listening. No, we haven't had a winter in about 5 years. We had 2 days that was cold enough to actually cover up with a blanket. So I had the tomato plant that's still alive out there, but it's finally quit blooming, go for 2 years. The 3 years on the lima bean, I'm still getting lima beans, and it's blooming and growing again. My garden's done. Where everybody else's garden is up and running, mine has pooped out. I can only grow during the winter now.
Yeah, because it's too hot for everything.
Well, it stays hot. In fact, a year ago in February, it was 102. And I had all these winter crops started, and they burnt up. All the cabbages and Brussels sprouts and everything. I went outside, they were totally burnt up.
That's not good.
I'm having trouble right now keeping things from burning up, and we're supposed to be in the triple digits again in a couple of days, for a couple of days.
Now, Simon says he grows carrots. I forgot about carrots, yeah. My carrots have done quite well this year. I don't know why, but I've never done well with carrots up until this year, because I think I've overthought it and like looked up what you're supposed to do and sieved the soil and done everything you're supposed to, and they only used to produce tops and no bottoms. I just chucked them in a hurry in the spring this year because everything was late because we got snow in April, and I can't believe how well they've grown. They're really good. So I'm quite pleased with the carrots. I'll just chuck them in next year and see what happens. Babette lives in, if I get this right, Lemon Grove, California?
Lemon Grove, San Diego, California.
Yeah.
I'm like 12 miles from the Mexico border. I am a zone 11 according to some things, but zone 10B.
Yeah, because I watch something, I can't think what her name is now. She's a very, very nice lady. She's got lots of big tattoos down one arm, long hair. She lives somewhere in America, and she's got a beautiful garden. She grows all sorts, and she's always on about zones and stuff. And she loses me when she starts talking about zones. I know it's each one of your states it's not
really the states, it's the topography of the land, because we can have like 2 zones, 3 zones in California, or even more than that. It's how many chill or frost days you have depends on your zone.
So yeah, so the colder your climate is or tends to be depends on, you know, and the hotter it is, that's how they split it up into zones.
In Canada, Laura from Food Time, she's zone 3. The further north you go, the colder, the more cold you get, the more frost days you have, or frozen days. And I don't get any. None. We haven't even had rain in the last 2 years. Oh, you got all blurry. Are you still here? Tina? Tina, did you cut out?
To screen school.
It says that you're still live. Can you hear me? But the chat has disappeared over on the other side. There, it's back. That was me again. It says you're still live. Okay.
I'm back.
There. Okay. I can see you.
Yeah, what had happened, I plugged the mains cable in, but it had not gone far enough in, so my computer wasn't charging up, so it just shut down on me. And Clarice, is it Clarice, is that how you say it, from French Gardening? I was going to send you a link today for this chat, but I didn't know whether you would be interested. I nearly wrote you an email. So next time we're on, if you want to...
you can still bring her in now.
Can I? Right.
Yes. Okay.
Has she got a webcam? Well, she doesn't have to have a webcam, does she? She can just have a picture of herself.
Yes. Just
all you do is click on the link that I'm going to email you. And you need to make sure you haven't got anything else on. While I send her this link, Babs, I can't talk now.
Send her the link.
And you tell her how to sort it while I send her the link, yeah?
Okay, and Clarice, whatever. When you get the link, click on it. You need to be in Chrome. That's the only problem, because a lot of the other whatever they're called, providers will not hook up to chat that well, Hangouts. Just click on it. It's going to ask you, do you agree to their terms? Click the little box, and then it will carry on from there. Hi. And you will be on.
Right, I'm nearly there, Clarice. I've just got to go. Oh, I don't know. It might still be in my... Hold on.
Take a deep breath. You'll be okay.
Right, I'm hoping that this is the same one as I sent to you, Yvette, the second one.
I don't have her email address, or I would send it to her.
Yeah, I've got it. It was still in. I'm sure it's the right one. It was still in my what do you call it? When you cut and paste your clipboard. So I've sent it. So you just need to click on it, and it'll bring you to the Hangout. And then
she has to agree to it.
Yeah, you have to agree to it. So we'll see if she turns up. And 50 Shades of Green, if you want to come in one day when we're doing this and have a talk, you just need a microphone. You don't have to even have... I know you have got a webcam, but you don't have to have a webcam. It will use the photo that you put on your Google account as your little thingamajig. And you can talk to us all. And it makes it better because I don't always watch the written chat. No, I'm naughty, aren't I? I just sit here and talk to everybody.
It will be easier when you click on that little button before
Yeah,
you go.
when I
After you go
find
live.
that, I'm going to have a trial and see if I can do that next time. So if it's in front of me up here where I can see it,
Yes.
but at the minute I've got to look down to my phone, then I'm forgetting to look down, aren't I? So
Yeah, Simon says he'll do it next time.
yeah, and then
Now, if you want to right now, go back a page.
right, hold on. Just a minute. Let me find.
Make
Right.
this a smaller page.
You know the one where it says where you go for your event. Is it that page you're talking about?
When you're, yeah, the one just before your picture pops up, upper right-hand corner. It should say something about chat. I've only done it once on that white page.
Yeah, if
you have the white page, the full page, and make this one the half page.
Yeah, this is a full page, and I've got it up. And
click on the little square on the top, not the X, but the square, and that should be able to move this around or make it a half page.
Yeah, it's a half page. Yeah.
Okay, now you should be able to see a white page behind it.
Yeah, I've got
where you set up all the information and everything.
Yeah.
Upper right hand corner.
Right, have I got to click? What I've got is where it says event.
I tell you what, can you do share screen?
Yeah, hang on. So I might have the wrong page up. Right, hang on. I've got that. Is this the page you're on about?
Yes, and it's so small. Okay, see where it says new live event?
Yeah.
Click on that. Wait, is that the right page? No, it should say chat.
Should say, right, so I don't know. Because I've gone from this one to, put that down, to this one to this one here. I've only ever seen them two pages.
Well, since I've only done it once.
Yeah, we'll have to
work on that later.
Yes, we'll work on that later, or else everybody's going to.
Everybody seems to be leaving, or Clarice's left. She needs to take a bath.
Oh, right. Right, yeah, we're back. We're back.
Next time we'll get it right.
Yes. But anyway, we've been on quite a while, and we've had I've talked about what I was going to talk about. The only other thing that I was going to talk about was, does anybody else get the same reaction as I do when you tell people that you
got tattoos?
My husband's here again. Go away. Nobody wants to see that fat belly.
I like to see it from me.
No, they can't, because I'm not turning the camera around, so you can. He's
got
no shirt on, showing his fatness off. That you grow your own food, and you cook with your own stuff that you've grown, and you cook from scratch, and you make things like you make cheese or whatever, and quite a lot of people.
Now you didn't grow the milk, so you can't.
Well, I didn't grow
that.
No, but you know what I mean. But you make things out of stuff that you've got in, or you make things out of stuff that you've grown, and people seem to look at me going, I have to say, why do you bother? Why don't you just go to the shop and buy everything? And these days, this world's getting terrible. This is why everybody's so fat, because they just go and buy all these ready meals and these processed stuff and things. I know
convenience foods.
Yeah, convenience foods. I mean, there's a lot of children that don't know what vegetables are. I mean, I know when you're a busy mum, you can't always make everything from scratch, but I mean, the Italians always made everything from scratch. The tomato sauces for the lasagnas and everything, didn't they? But now everybody just walks into a supermarket and buys a jar off the counter, don't they?
I think one of the problems is that there are so many working women now compared to 50 years ago. And over time, it just became convenience. There's more and more drive-throughs or eat-outs or whatever you call them, where you don't have to actually cook. It's easier between running from the soccer game to get home and put some pizza on the table. Because it's going to take at least a half an hour at the least to make a dinner.
Yeah, I think that's the trouble, isn't it? Everything's convenience, because I suppose it is really hard for a lot of women because they expected to go to work and then come home and then run the house as well, where years ago they only had the house to do, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, so it's hard, I should imagine.
Yeah, because you figure the man, he goes to work, he comes home, dinner on the table, play with the kids for a while, that's it. The woman still, she has an 8-hour job, gone 10 hours with drive time and lunch. Then she has to fix dinner, do the laundry, do the kids, the baths and stuff, get everything ready for school, help them with their homework, do the dishes, do all the laundry, everything. And so, yeah, let's just buy a pizza. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Anne says that she batch cooks for the week. Yeah, that makes life a lot easier. I do that for me mum and dad. Make lots of soups and stews and things, dinners that I can freeze and take them up to them if I ain't got time to go up and stand there and cook for them.
I call it cooking for the freezer.
Yeah, you do that as well, don't you? You cook and put things in the freezer.
Yeah, I never eat processed foods.
Simon says, once you've grown your own tomatoes, you never want to buy another one. I think that's so true. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, any vegetable, absolutely. Yeah. Vegetable tastes so much better.
Yeah, and I didn't used to like a lot of vegetables. I didn't used to like courgettes and stuff, and I changed my diet dramatically, not only just to lose weight, but to try and improve my health. And I think people get used to that taste of processed food, that taste of sweet stuff all the time, and they have to retrain the taste buds into liking stuff again. You have to force yourself to eat it and keep forcing yourself to eat it till all of a sudden your taste buds go, oh, I like that now. And so now I eat more courgettes than I do anything else. And I hated them at one time. And I've kind of taught myself to like them again. So,
my problem is I like most of my stuff raw, so it never makes it into the house.
Well, a lot of mine haven't been making it, especially the fruit. As I go past the bushes, they end up being eaten before they get in. So I never make no puddings because I've always said, yeah, pudding before I have dinner.
And I don't really grow enough to survive. If I had to survive out of my garden, I would have to pick 1 or 2 vegetables and concentrate on those because I don't have the room to grow anything. And like, yes. I'm getting my 3rd zucchini, courgette, from this one little plant. I've got 3 plants out there, and I've already gotten 3 off of 1 plant.
Yeah, mine haven't done as well this year. Normally, I've got more than I know what to do with. But Simon says he's starting to can stuff now. But Little Urban Homestead?
Yes.
She does a lot of canning and stuff. I bet you've seen her channel, Simon. She's really good with preserving stuff. She dehydrates a lot of stuff as well. I was thinking about buying a dehydrator, but I'm not quite sure whether it'd get used enough. But it's a thought.
I tried canning like in the late 70s, and I just didn't like the results. I'm very limited on what I like to eat processed, and canning is a process. I did
Yeah,
the green
it
beans,
cooks.
and
It
I
cooks
did a
them.
lot of dehydrating, and I can't eat tomatoes because of the acid. I dehydrated tons of tomatoes, sprinkle them with a little garlic and sprinkle them with some basil, and dry all these different flavors. I ended up giving them away because I couldn't eat them.
Hi,
I had fun
Jackie.
drying them. Hi, Jackie.
But you don't like them because of the acid.
The acid doesn't like me. My
Yeah.
mouth breaks out in blisters and everything.
Your chickens like them though, don't they?
Uh, the chickens and the birds.
Yeah.
That's why I made little hats for them. I
That was
do eat
funny.
them. Well, no, the chickens do like them. I grow the cherry tomatoes just for the chickens.
Yeah, it was
Whenever I
funny
get
when
a
you put
tomato,
your
I always go,
hats
"Oh,
on.
taco night," because I have tacos whenever I have a tomato.
Oh, Jackie's got a dehydrator. Yeah, I was thinking of buying one the other day, but I can't make my mind up whether it'll get used enough. I used to do a lot of chutneys and things like that. That's a more of an English way of preserving stuff. But I did make what's the Simon? What's the yellowy coloured one? Preserve
Crookneck?
piccalilli. Piccalilli. I
Piccalilli.
made a lot of that one year, but my husband don't like piccalilli, so my parents and stuff had to have it. But chutneys and things like that, we tend to make a lot of. Well, I used to. I don't seem to make them so much now. We've gone off it a bit.
Well, it's got a lot of sugar in it, doesn't it?
Well, it's more vinegary chutneys and stuff. You put vinegar in to preserve it. So you kind of it's a long time since I made it, so I can't remember what the recipe is. But I know the main thing is vinegar. So it's a bit everything's a bit sharp.
But it still has a good amount of sugar in it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Because I used to make it out of the chayote, but I would use the bread and butter pickle recipe. For the vinegar, sugar, celery seeds, mustard seeds. That turned out good.
I've not made any for that long. I can't remember what's in it. We used to make it. I used to make it a lot, but not many people in our house will eat it now. So it's a waste of my time. We make a lot of jams, but the only trouble is that's got a lot of sugar in, isn't it? That's the trouble. But I do like jam, especially plum jam and strawberry jam.
I was hoping to get enough figs to make fig jam.
Yeah. Oh, my figs are coming. I'm counting
so
them.
far, if you have trouble with the birds, the aluminum hats are working beautifully.
Well, that's good.
With the aluminum with poked holes. I now have trouble with the baby raccoons that found the tree. They take the hats off and they eat the figs.
You can't win, can you? You're not going to get any of them figs.
And the figs, I've never seen this many figs before, ever. I think the tree's like 8 years old. And it's just loaded. It's so loaded, I can't even put my finger between figs.
Simon says, how much sugar and vinegar? I don't know. I can't remember. We aren't getting me Good Housekeeping book. That's showing me age. I've got a really old Good Housekeeping book. All the ladies best. Used to have a Good Housekeeping book with all the recipes in it.
They are the best cookbooks.
Yeah, I think they still make them now, but
the original is the best.
Yeah, but my new, I've showed you this before, but haven't you? This is brilliant. Yes. It's my new favorite cooking book.
Does he have any dishes in there that are desserts out of vegetables?
Desserts? Ooh, I don't know. I think he's got some that's got fruit and vegetables in them. I'll have to have a search through it and see if I can find some for you, and then I can send them. But this is another one that I've. Can you see this?
Ooh.
Origin.
Kitchen. That would be more like me.
Yeah.
What can I get away from the other animals?
This is really interesting. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I wouldn't go and pick mushrooms because I'm not confident enough to pick mushrooms, but and I don't pick sloes because there's another plant that's more ornamental. That the blackberry looks exactly like a sloe, so I don't risk it.
A sloe?
Yeah, you make sloe gin. It's like a blackberry, and
Okay.
you can make sloe gin. A friend of mine always used to go and pick it, and you put it in the gin, and it flavors the gin. You just put it in the gin bottle.
Oh, they're doing that with hot peppers now, and vodka.
Yeah, and then they put them in oil as well, don't they?
The
I don't
oils,
like.
yes, but the new thing is the guys are putting it into alcohol. So they're taking a shot of hot gin or hot tequila. Chocolate zucchini bread, okay. Well, I know I have zucchini jam and the breads and muffins.
Oh,
zucchini jam, or fig jam.
Yeah, I've done all sorts of stuff. Simon's saying he's been out to his fig tree after seeing your video on your figs, Babette.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of videos on those figs. That's about the only thing that's happening out there.
Yeah, I counted mine. I've got quite a lot. I've got about 10 figs on it now. Doing a little, but it's coming. I'm getting there.
I have 10 figs on the end of each one of those branches.
Yeah, but
that's never happened before. I don't know what I did.
I've only had mine not long, have I? It's only new. It's very new. I bought another plant today. I did have a photo of it, but I'm not going to go and try and get them photos up again.
What kind of fig did you get?
I don't know what. It was just, I don't know. I'll have to see if there's a label.
Because mine is a brown turkey. It's a very soft-skinned fig, and it apparently gets quite large. They're almost the size of the tennis ball. And another one that's very popular is brown mission or black mission. It's a mission, but they have a tough skin, so you have to peel it before you do anything with it.
Oh, right. I'll have to have a look and see if there's a label, because I just got it when me and my friend were out shopping. We got it from the Range, of all places. And she got I don't know what she got, but it was a climbing one. And so I opted for the fig. So it's not very old, so I'm quite glad that it's actually producing.
Anne is leaving us. Bye, Anne.
Bye, Anne.
Have a good day.
Yeah, so I was talking about this book, and it's got loads of good recipes in it as well, not just telling you what you can forage. So you've got all sorts, and I've read it, and I was thinking maybe that if I get up to 200 subscribers, I know that's not seems very much for you lot, because you lot's got loads of subscribers. I thought I might do a giveaway and give this away, because I've just read it today. So
yeah, oh no, 200 is a milestone. Oh, definitely. I quit giving away when they had the subscribe for subscribe. When everybody was subscribing, everybody trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. I just quit because I was not getting subscribers because of my channel. I was getting subscribers because people wanted other subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I quit after that. It just wasn't it. Yeah, they weren't subscribing my channel because of my channel. They were subscribing just to get a subscription. There we go.
Yeah, so you subscribe back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I quit giving away after that.
Well, I've never really bothered because
back in the beginning it was fun. You know, you'd have a little contest and your subscribers, that your loyal subscribers would participate, because I have almost 600 subscribers. I have 30 people that actually watch my videos. I consider
Yeah.
those 30 people my subscribers.
Yeah.
And if you ever say you're having a contest, boy, everybody will show up.
Yeah. Well, I give away some seeds once, and 50 Shades of Green won it. Simon won them, didn't you,
Oh,
Simon?
good.
So, but that was just on a whim. I just decided to have a competition, perhaps because loads of people are always having competitions, and I'd never had one, so I thought I would join in with the crowd. And it's like this new live chat. Everybody's been doing it, so we're joining in with the crowd, aren't we? We're having a go. But
Well,
we might
one
have
thing
some.
about the chats is builds up your watch time. And if you
Yeah.
ever get to the 1,000 or they change their mind because they're not getting a lot of new people, then at least you're adding to your watch time. And eventually that adds into the money. By the way, everybody, don't forget to give her the thumbs up. I forgot.
Yes.
There, I just did it.
I never say to people at the end of mine, subscribe and like and all that lot. I never have done. Because I think when I started doing this, I didn't do it for making money or getting viewers. I think it was just a way I could show my friend, because when I left work from the printers, I didn't see many of my friends. So I used to kind of send them little videos, but I got to of my gardening and different things. But I got to have some way of sending it. So YouTube was ideal, wasn't it? Because I could just send them a link or a text saying.
You could either make it public or you can set it private. Not private, but where they could just come and nobody else could watch it.
Yeah,
I've done that to several videos.
So that's how they started. And it was the same with my other channel with the dogs and stuff. I couldn't put the longer videos onto YouTube, onto the group page for, like, when I'd gone to an event, and I'd filmed at the start line and loads of dogs going off the start line and things, and I wanted to share it with everybody that had been to that event, and I'll go onto the YouTube page. It wouldn't allow me to put the video on because it was too long for YouTube, for Facebook, sorry, not YouTube.
Oh, Facebook, okay.
So I used to put it on YouTube and then put the link on Facebook so they could go and watch it. So that's how that channel kind of come about. At one time, there weren't many videos on it at all. And I didn't have hardly any viewers, anybody subscribed to it, because it was just people that like wanted to see the racing for that weekend type of thing and stuff. So that's how both channels kind of come about. So I've never been one for saying like and subscribe at the end of every video.
Well, I used to try to follow all the rules, but what's the point? I'm never going to have 1,000 viewers. I'm never going to have I've got the watch time. I just have fun putting up a video every day. Until they tell me I have to start paying for it, I'm going to put up a video every day, no matter how odd it is.
Yeah, Simon says he's got 690 subscribers, but only 70 to 80 loyal ones. Yeah, you seem to get the same amount of views on each video every time you put one up, don't you? It's not very often that you get a lot of people view it.
Well, one of the things is I don't use my tag words, and that's one way to get a lot more views.
Well, I used to spend ages, not when I did it on the phone. Now I do it on the phone, it just gets put up. But when I used to edit them on the computer, I spent ages putting all tag words on and making sure, because if your title, you've got to have some of the words that's in your title in your tag words, and then I've got a program that tells you that what's good and what's bad and everything. I spent ages, and I don't think it made a blind bit of difference.
Well, it depends on what it is, because I've got over 3,000 views on my horrible potato harvest. Click in, potato up, and they have to see it. You have to. Potatoes are very popular, very, very popular. That's how I found 4 of my channels looking for potatoes, including Simon's.
Yeah, I got, you know what really got a lot of views? The ones where I went snail hunting and killing the snails. That went, there were loads. There were people
Uh-huh.
making comments. People loved to see me squashing them snails, and I couldn't believe
Uh-huh.
it. It's
Well,
weird.
people like to, if you look at all the really big watched videos, something's being killed.
Yeah.
They're slaughtering chickens, or harvesting, as they call it now, or harvesting cows, or harvesting goats, or rabbits, or chickens, or ducks, or anything that's got something being killed. They're
Yeah.
really into it, especially the Middle Easterners.
And on my other channel, it's any that I've like done of the club events. That they go. I've got one that's got 1,000 views. Can't believe it. You excuse the dogs because they're running up and down the garden, barking and playing. Yeah, and that's because people are searching for Canicross Midlands events. So when they search, because I title them Canicross Midlands Weekend 2 or 3 or whatever. So there's a lot of people looking for that type of thing, because there's a lot of people wanting to start up and join and things. So it's very popular at the minute. So that's why them type of videos do well. But none of me others do. Just the loyal people. Like Simon from 50 Shades of Green, he watches my other channel. He watches me doing all my exercises and me running and me fat wobbling about all over the place, and me getting on the scales, and I've lost 1 pound or 2 pounds. So, but you do get loyal subscribers, though, don't you? People that watch all the time, and some of them don't even comment, but they do watch every single video that you make because they're genuinely interested.
Well, I've been getting thumbs down lately, and so I've been looking to see who's given me the thumbs down. They're all over the place, but they're by non-subscribers.
Yeah, you know, when I said for the first time ever, I suddenly started getting thumbs down. I went and checked how you showed me to do it, and they were non-subscribers, but they were from the UK, because you had some from weird countries, didn't you?
Yes. Puerto Rico, they were really having fun.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it is interesting to see all your data and stuff and what's going off, but I don't think
if you can figure it out, that's the hard part.
Yeah. I just don't take it seriously, because I think to myself, there's more to life than worrying about somebody that suddenly don't like.
Or they send a nasty comment. I just delete it.
My other nasty comments yet, though.
My other commenters don't need to see somebody being ugly, and they're not even a subscriber then.
Yeah.
Because if you go and check, they probably don't even have any content, or they just started the page.
Simon says, where do you find the thumbs down stuff?
Okay, can you, okay, oh.
You go on the control panel.
I'm going to go, Tina, I'm going to go screen share.
Yeah.
So Simon, pay attention. I'm going to be sharing, I think.
Oh, there's my face. You've gone again. Whatever you did. It came up and went. But yeah, it's in your control panel. You go into your control panel, and then you go onto your videos, don't you? Into your video library, I think. I did do it because Babette told me. So she'll be busy trying to fathom out how to get it up on this screen. But yeah, then you have to, once you get your main data up, you have to go into the thumbs down, and then it took me ages to find one little button that took me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay, I went over there and it says temporarily shut down because of interface. So I have no idea what that is. It wouldn't let me share screen.
Oh, rightio. But yeah, when you go into control panel and then you go into your video editor, don't you?
Yes. Okay,
And
what you
then,
can do is open up one of your videos.
yeah, one with a thumbs down on it.
Yes, with a thumbs down on it. I've got to do this by memory. Oh, I know what. I'm going to go. You can still hear me, but I'm going to go over to Firefox. And I'm going to open up, and I'm going to go to my videos eventually. Come on, my computer doesn't like so many things being open. Okay, then open up one of your. Tina, you want to turn your sound
Yeah,
off?
we're just doing.
Okay, Simon, I cannot see the chat or anything. So you need to go to your videos. And once this opens, go to one of your videos that has a thumbs down. And click on the video itself, not on editor. And once it decides to open, I always pause the video, or try to. This thing is being cranky. And then under that particular video, it gives you your thumbs up, thumbs down. Then it says analyticals and edit video in blue boxes. Click on analyticals. And that will give you the analysis on that particular video when it decides to open. Okay. I'm waiting. It's slowly loading. Ever so slowly loading. It's easy for me to say. Okay, it's slowly opening up. It says last 28 days. And if you scroll down, you'll see where it says deletings. Yeah, deletings. 1. Click on it. That will open up another window. And that will be your deleted. No, not deleted. Thumbs down. Sorry. And if you go down the page, I have 1 like, 1 dislike from the United Kingdom. And then there's geography, date, subscription status, device type. Click on subscription status, and it will tell you who subscribed, not the people, but if the people that gave you the thumbs down was subscribed. I got a like and a dislike, both from non-subscribers on my last nighttime video. Okay, I'm going to come back over and try to find where the heck there you are, chat. Is that clear as mud, Simon? Your microphone's off, Tina.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I forgot I would do it. Yeah, you've probably confused him. It took me ages though. I got into 3. It analysed 3 different videos that had got thumbs down on. And it took me
Okay, you have
ages.
to analyze each one of them. Go to the video.
Yeah, and it were ages before I realised that then 3 or 4 little boxes that said all them things you've just said, and you could press on them and it'd tell you what country and stuff. I couldn't, sometimes you look at a screen and you just don't see things.
Well, I did it by accident. I had a spastic finger and it clicked for me. I go, oh, what happened there? I just seem to find things by accident all the time.
Yeah, but I think
Simon found it. Oh, good.
I mean, we had a right palaver when we first started trying to do this live chat, didn't we? We had a bit of I lost my sound, didn't I? And
you were gone. All sorts of weird things happen.
And then that first time when you tried to do it and you couldn't find your chat.
Nope, I didn't know to go back 1 page. I couldn't get a second window open because I only have a laptop. I have none of the other fancy gadgets. I don't have the cell phone or the tablets or anything. I just have 1 laptop. So I was stuck talking to myself. Then the next time I started it up, For some reason, I went half screen. I think I was going to try to see if I could find it under one of my other channels and watch it, but I'm not subscribed to myself under the other channels. So I didn't have the time to mess with it. And then I noticed on that page that was just before you go live, up in the upper right-hand corner, it said something about chat.
Yeah,
I don't think it said enable chat or disable chat or anything.
Yeah,
but,
I'll have to have a play and find it to make it easier, because I forget to look down, don't I, to look at my phone, and especially when I get rabbiting.
Yeah, when it's right next to you, it's much easier.
Yeah, if it's up on the screen on the one side and I can see it, then it'll be a lot easier, and then I'll be able to follow the chat and watch.
Yeah, you see it when it jumps. Well, really, you don't even have to see the yourself unless you're showing something you want to make sure it's centered or whatever.
Yeah. You could just have the chat on, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I'll have to sort it, but I think, except for me disconnecting everybody halfway through, which was, I'm going to have a mouse next time. I thought I'd got everything organised, because I've got my laptop on this computer, this like computer table, and this new. Let me show you this new webcam. Hold on. Oh, I've got it. Hold on. I'm going to have to undo it. It's that new. I've not took the blooming wire thing off the back. You know, the one that ties the. I'm gonna have to go around and do it. It ties the wire up, so you when it's new in the box, it. Well,
you can't show us the webcam unless you use a mirror, because a webcam can't film itself.
No, but I was going to show you I bought this computer desk thing for when I'm doing my, let me see, all the messaging. So it's on a tilt. Whoops. It's on a tilt. So we've got this holds it, stopped it sliding down, and then over here you've got another thing.
All your notes.
And I have my bike in front. Let me put your bike up there.
Next time you can ride your bike while you're doing your live chat.
Yeah, well, Simon will know, because he's watched me do. You can get on to a program on the internet that, and I have my bike in front of the computer, and then it shows you your avatar riding through this world and stuff, and you can race people and all sorts. Simon's seen me. I filmed it. In fact, I forgot what it's called now. So this was bought for that, so I can have something to put my computer, because it has to be.
So you my bike has
virtual. Yeah, that's it. A virtual bike ride, and my bike has to be connected to the computer by special things. So there's sensors on me pedals and everything, and then my treadmill. Because I couldn't quite see my laptop over the top of the treadmill. You want to see my massive?
Hi, Kieran. Kieran's here. Hello, Kieran.
Oh, hi, Kieran. See my big telly?
You need to ask Kieran. You need to ask Paula about her supernatural experiences, her ghosties.
So can you see my big telly? It's covered up with plastic at the minute, because I'm not using my. This is my treadmill, all covered up in plastic as well. So I've invested in a massive, great big television. So when I run on the treadmill, I can see whatever's on the computer. I share what's on the computer onto that massive telly. Did you see that clearly?
It feels more real that way.
Yeah, especially when you're running a half marathon on a treadmill. You've got to have something to keep you occupied. And then that's the same again for running. You can race people and run with people and stuff, and you can run
almost like a video game.
Yeah, they've got a course in London, they've got a course in America somewhere, and then they've got this Watopia, which is a made-up world. So yeah, so Simon's seen me on it because I filmed it quite a few times. Yeah, Kieran, Kieran's enjoying what we're talking about. Well, we've gone off gardening, haven't we? We was on gardening earlier. I've just got
these
to go
live chats never stay where you want them to. Figure half of it's going to be structured and the other half won't be. Oh, lost you. Can't hear you. Oh, you turned your mic off. Dog's barking.
I says, especially after I cut us off and I come back on, we've gone all over the place. I'm just going to go nip outside and stick a dog back in the house to stop him barking. So
okay.
It's up to Babette to entertain you.
I don't do strip shows. Let's see, what else can I do? Yeah, Karen, talk to Paula Kimler or Hanson, whatever name she's using. She has seen her deceased uncle, and she has shown me pictures of spirits in her backyard on a black and white camera like mine. And you can see two men in old Civil War type uniforms peeking around the corner, and you really can see them. I don't know what she's done with that picture, but she has had spirits there, so she would be one for you to talk to about them. Okay, I'm back. Your microphone's still off, Tina. You're back.
I'm back.
There we go.
Yes, I've this cable that I've got so I don't keep cutting out. I reckon it'll reach to the summer house, so I might try that another night, because it was I've got the air conditioning unit working.
Yay!
Yes, the buttons. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with button, but it's hit and miss. But I was fiddling with it, and I got it to come on. So it's been on all day, full blast.
Well, don't turn it off. When you want to turn it off, just unplug it.
It doesn't work. Normally when you've got an on and off button, and when you unplug it and you plug it back in, it starts. This is different. If you unplug it, it just switches itself off.
Darn.
So it's been on all day, and it's not managed to get this conservatory down below 27. So it's been working its little butt off. So you can imagine how hot it would have been in this conservatory if I hadn't had it on.
Okay, 27 is what, about 80 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
It's 84 in my house right now, but it only has gotten up to 88 today.
Yeah, it started to cool down as soon as the sun started to go in later on, just before I come on. It suddenly started to cool down, but it's been really, really hot. So you can imagine what the temperature would have been if we hadn't had the aircon in here. So anyway, this cable was one that I had in the studio that went all the way around the studio to it actually went into one of my massive 6-foot printers, so I could use the computer from the front end of the studio, and the printer was in the back end of the studio, and the unit were massive. So this cable is ever so long, but I've just got to kind of make it so the dogs don't trip over it if I run it out the back door and up to the summer house. So I might
are you going to run it out the back door high or low?
Well, I should imagine it'll have to be high so the dogs don't catch it. So if I can find...
if it's going to be low, if you have a heavy mat that you could put over it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have a go, and then it can go over the top of the coal house, the old coal house, which there's no coal in it now though, but and then into me summer house, and then I can do live streams from the summer house. It's a little bit
And
prettier
enjoying
than
your garden at the same time.
it's a little bit prettier than this blind, isn't it? Not very interesting, this blind, but then if I'd have turned the other way around, I've had to pile to get in here. I've had to move all my gym stuff, so I've piled it all over to one side, and because I've not been using it because it's been hot, I've covered it all up with dust covers. Saved me having to dust. That's laziness, isn't it? So if I'd have faced the other way, you would have seen piles and piles of gym equipment all over the place.
Oh, I've seen worse on some of these live streams.
Well, I was watching somebody making cheese the other day, and I couldn't believe the state of the house. It looked like it was half built somewhere in America. And I thought to myself, I'm not worrying that that I might have a bit of dust on my computer table or something ever again after watching this.
Especially if you're watching it at the homesteaders. There are a lot of the ones that make the cheese. And, a lot of them just barely are getting through or making it. So, none of the dishes match. Everything's all hardwood or pallet board kitchen. And what are you talking about? What's going on?
That's it. It's my daughter.
Oh, hello, daughter.
She's gone now. I've made her shut the door. Hold on. What? She says what?
Hello, daughter. Hello, daughter.
Her name's Emma.
Hello, Emma.
Yeah, the one that showed you her leg. A tattoo.
Yeah, the one that's showing me her leg all the time. I know. Fancy leg. She needs to show the tattoo, not just part of it.
Yeah, I'll have to take some photos of it for to show you.
I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, she's got both legs done. One's a sea life theme, and the other's gardeny, flowery, birdie type theme.
Now, does she only have them on her legs, or is she everywhere else too?
No, just on her legs. Feet. She's got 2 roses on the top of each foot, and then she's slowly working up a full sleeve on her legs.
Working her way up.
Oh, have you got? Yes, yeah, she's got a back. You've got an angel on your back.
No, angel wings in the middle, 2 magpies on either side, and then 2 planchettes.
Oh, right. Yeah, she's got some across the shoulders as well. So yes, I'll have to get photos for you, Babette, so you can see.
Oh, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah. So what she'd come in for was to remind me to wash the rice cooker before I go to bed.
Wash the rice.
The rice cooker. We've had korma for dinner.
I made all of it all myself.
Well, if she noticed it, she could wash it.
Yeah, you could rinse it out. It's in the sink with water in it. Go and rinse it out and be helpful to your mother.
I made dinner, thank you very much.
Yes, not very often you make dinner. Go away. Go stop argumentativeness. Ah, this is what you get when your 30-year-old daughter lives with you. We get. Oh, you're not 30 yet? Oh, she says she's not 30 yet.
39 3/4 or 29 3/4.
She's 30 in September, so she's nearly 30, isn't she?
Yeah. Now, if she was 10, she would be telling everybody she was 11.
Yeah. Yes. As you get older. Yeah. I have started saying I'm 56 and I'm only 55, not 56 till Christmas, and I've been telling people I'm 56. I'm losing the plot. I'm adding half a year on.
And I'm happy to be 67. I don't believe I'm 67. That just doesn't sound right.
No, it just flies by, doesn't it? That's the only trouble. It just, you just turn around and all your kids are grown up and you're old and you're going grey and you're having to wear glasses and
I've always had to wear glasses, so that's nothing new.
I am.
I retired 5 years ago, but I just remember retiring. So how can it be 5 years already? Yeah. And my mom died at 55, so I'm really happy to be 67. And my brother died at 65.
Yeah, so you're doing well then, aren't you?
Yes. Well, my dad was 85. I'm trying to catch up with him.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably take after your dad then. Well, my granddad was 90. My dad's 86 and still going. Only just mine though. My mum's 85. My mum's mum, that grandma, I can't think how old she were, but she was into her 90s. And one of her sisters, she was 101. So she did well, didn't
Oh,
she?
you come from good genes.
Yeah, that don't mean to
Good,
say
good
that.
genes.
Yeah,
Long-lived genes.
yeah. So
Simon, I feel like I'm 80. When I was in high school, they'd say, "How do you feel?" Feel like I'm 80. I didn't know I had fibromyalgia back then. They didn't have a name for it. They always called everything arthritis and tendonitis. Oh, you're just in pain. Yeah.
yeah, it's not good though. That and the older you get, the more ailments you get, and the more things that ache and play up, and so
I I I think it's more you're more aware of them because when you're younger, I'll feel better tomorrow. When you're older, no, I don't think I'm going to feel better tomorrow.
you seem to have more off days than you have good days. Simon says his granddad was 107. That's good. My grandma, she got, I think, 18 brothers and sisters.
Oh, my word.
Most of them lived to quite an old age. I think there's only one, Rose, I think her name was, that they don't really know much about. She ran off to live in Liverpool when she was young, and they never really saw her after that. So I
She
don't know
was
how long
smart. She got away from the family.
she was I think she was a different personality to the others. Well, being such a lot, there was so many girls that really got on, and then there's always one in the family that don't seem to gel with the rest of them, do they? So she was a bit more of I should imagine more of a party outgo type girl, where the
More of
others,
a free spirit.
yeah, the others were more homely type of thing. Because my grandma and a lot of her sisters, they all was really kept really good, clean houses, and you know how they are with it on the steps, scrubbing the steps and things like that, in the old days. But my grandma was in service at one time until she got married, and so everything had to be done just so. The spring cleaning and vinegaring all the inside of the drawers, and my mum used to tell me. So
Yeah, but the thing is back then you had nothing else to do but clean.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And you followed a certain routine. Every spring you put all your blankets out over the railing so the sun could kill the lice that are living in them. And, all these different things. Nowadays, you just buy a new comforter.
yeah, but see, they didn't used to sit here for hours chatting online, did they? They'd be doing the housework. So, well, we've really digressed, haven't we, from gardening? It started off talking about how all the plants were doing and whose plants were suffering in the heat, to talking about the good old days.
Yeah. They used to cook everything from scratch in the good old days from their garden.
From their garden. Yeah, we've been on that subject as well.
We'll get back there one way or another.
Yeah. Yes,
Did you have a garden? I know you said you went to the allotment with your dad. So did his family have gardens?
His dad didn't. They lived in a terraced house in Mansfield, which is our closest town. And he was in he was in the Territorial Army, and he was a miner. So they've got a yard, like a yard with a toilet at the end of it.
Yeah.
And and then the war started, and because me granddad was in the Territorials, he had the choice, but he told me grandma he didn't have the choice because he wanted to go. Because he was a miner, miners didn't have to go because they needed the coal. So because he was down the pit, he could have, even though he was in the Territorials, he could have said, no, I'll stay down the pit. But he went, and he was in the cavalry. He was when the cavalry was horses. I've got some photos somewhere. I'll show you one day when we're chatting, of him riding his big horse. And he was the only one out of his regiment the first time that they went over on a boat with all the horses, that survived, because he got kicked by a horse on the boat and never went ashore, and his whole regiment got wiped out by tanks.
Wow.
Charged the tanks, and then when his knee was better and he went back again, his regiment got wiped out again, but there was 2 of them that survived. My granddad got shot in the leg, and his photos of him, he got sent somewhere in Egypt to recover. So there's all these photographs of him guarding prisoners with his leg bandaged up and a rifle. But they were Italian prisoners, so they didn't want to escape, you see. So he was perfectly all right. So we've got loads of photos from Egypt and stuff, of the pyramids and stuff that he took when he was over there. It's quite interesting, actually. So I've got quite a few photos somewhere. I'll show you one day.
Okay. We'll get together sometime offline.
Yes, that we do these regular offline little chats, don't we, Babette?
Okay. Whoever is listening, there are 5 of us left. Are there any topics you would like to have covered now or in a future live chat?
Yes, before we disappear off for bed. Well,
it's only 1:45 or 2 in the afternoon here.
Yeah, well, we're only on 9:45, and it is a Saturday night, so it's this is why my husband's still up. He's normally in bed by now. I can hear him with the telly on in the other room.
I know on my videos I get the worst views Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So people are either out doing things or whatever. So maybe setting a certain day during the week would be better.
Yeah.
Simon and Karen, either one of you have a specific night that would be better, since it's night over there?
And a subject to talk about? Any vegetable problems? No, nobody.
Well, I know Julie has pointed out several times that the people that are not commenting are maybe watching on the television. But I pointed out to her, they can comment on their telephones. You know, you bring it up on both devices.
Yeah. Some people just like to watch, though, don't they? Don't like to talk. But yeah, we will find some subjects, some probably grapes. Grapes, because I know Simon's got grapes.
Simon's like me, he doesn't care what time or night, so
we're all right with Simon. Yeah. How's your grapes doing, Simon? Mine were doing brilliantly, and then they've just stopped growing. Because I know you've got some grapes. But
are you keeping enough water on them?
Well, I tried to, but one of them's right at the back of the tunnel, and I've got to climb over all that pumpkin to get to it. So that one.
Okay, what I have done where my artichokes are, because I can't reach them, I've taken a piece of PVC pipe, stuck it right next to the artichoke, and I pour the water down the tube.
Yeah, I'll have to sort something for next year if I'm going to grow that pumpkin down the side of the tunnel.
I was talking about the grapes.
Yeah, well, I can't get to the.
But do you have a piece of PVC pipe, a hollow pipe of any kind?
I've got a guttering somewhere. I could run that from the door of the tunnel down the side of the tunnel and run the water down to it, couldn't I? That's an idea. But yeah, they were doing really well, and I've got it trained, so it'll be ideal for next year because I've got it growing where I want it to, and I've got my spurs going up. And when it's died back for the winter, I'm going to cut it to 2 nodes up, so I'll have it growing across like that, and then I'll have me nodes going, me little shoots going up 2 nodes up. So it's growing how I want it to. So it's just that the other one has not hardly grown enough for me to train anyway. So might have to just wait for next year. But they were put in last autumn into the ground. They were in pots up until then. And that ground's not very good, is it? Because it's where all them conifers were. But even though I've been feeding them, I have to.
Simon says his aren't doing very well either.
Yeah. You'd have thought the grapes would have liked the heat, wouldn't you?
Oh. He lifted them but never replanted them. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they're in pots.
Nah, most vegetables don't, or most anything doesn't like being in a pot because you're basically bonsaiing it. You're limiting its growth. It can only grow so much on top by how much room it has below. And if it's limited in a pot, it can't get very big.
Yeah. Well, I think mine's because that soil's not very good. So over the winter, I'm going to pile some manure round.
Yeah, mulch it really good with manure, and
yeah.
You got your comfrey?
Yeah, I've got my comfrey. I nearly lost my comfrey because I forgot to water it because it's I'd cut all the tops off, but it's come back. I've watered it and it's come straight back. I thought it was dead.
Comfrey's a very thirsty plant. I've got my very first one, and every time I go out there, the poor thing's laying flat. And I dump the water on it,
and it just perks back up again. They take some killing, and if you're trying to remove one, if you leave the tiniest little bit of rooting, that's it. You get them coming back up next year. So I thought I've killed mine off. We're not watering them loads of times, and they all shriveled up and stuff, and they've been left in a corner. And then next year, they've all popped up as though nothing's wrong. So they're very hard to kill.
Our problem here is because we have no rain, we have no water, we have no groundwater for them to survive on. That once they die, they're dead. They're gone, no matter what it is. If they die, they're gone.
Yeah. Well, your conditions are quite extreme, aren't they, really?
Well, the last couple of years is horrible. I used to be able to grow a decent garden. In fact, my whole front yard was flowers for the longest time. And then I got sick, so I couldn't do anything. Then the weeds took over, the grass took over, and I just went out there and dug up the bulbs as they showed up in the grass. I'd mark them off so the gardener wouldn't mow over them, because you need to wait for them to get to be some size before you dig them up.
Yeah. I've took all my bulbs out of my pots. I'm going to put them in that flower bed that used to be have all the fruit pots on it. The one that we dug out about the same time as we had the summer house, and they got lots of nettles and stuff in it, and I put weed suppressant down for 2 years, and I've just been putting pots on top. And last autumn I put the apple and pear trees, the patio ones that I'd got in pots, into the ground because I didn't think they were doing very well in the pots. So the rest of that bed I'm going to plant up for next year. I'm going to buy a lot more spring bulbs, and all the bulbs that were in pots I've took out and dried, so they'll all go in, and I'm going to redo that and just hope that I don't have too much trouble with the nettles, because
Hope the nettles don't come back. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you don't get every bit of those roots there, you can't get
Yeah.
rid of them.
Yeah, and I've got to remember to put my gloves on, because every time I'm going round my pots and I oh, there's a weed there, and I go to pull it out, and behind it, and I haven't seen it, it's a blooming baby nettle, and oh, my fingers. I have to start and put gloves on. I've got plenty of gloves. I got a new pair of gloves, didn't I, in that magazine the other day when I was talking to you. And I still don't bloody put them on. No wonder I've got no sensation in the end of my fingers, the amount of times I blooming stick my hands in stuff. So,
asbestos hands. I used to have them when I worked in the restaurant. Took about 30 years. They went away.
yeah. Well, I did as being a photographer, because I was a photographer before digital, and I used to develop my own stuff. And you're supposed to use tongs in the chemicals, but when you're in Ori, you just stick your hands in and pull them out. And then I did, as well as I've always done a lot of cooking and stuff. And
you used to clean houses.
Yeah.
That's my fingerprints all here cleaning houses.
Yeah. And when I stood in for the cook at a nursery school. They were short of a cook because I used to clean the nursery, and they were short of a cook. So they asked me if I'd come in and cover until they found a cook. And big backing pans of spuds, and tipping them out to strain them, and your fingers always used to go in them. I'm surprised I've got any fingers left. So, oh yeah, I was just checking to see if Simon had said anything else. It's same one.
Hey Simon, when are you going to do a live chat?
You're going to come on next time and talk to us,
or have one of your own?
Oh yeah, we'll teach you how to do set one up of your own, and then we can come and talk on your chats. You did do a little live test, didn't you, once? But I don't think you used Hangouts, did you? I don't know what you used.
How many people are here? 4 people are still here.
Oh, it must be interesting.
That's right. We have a 30-second delay. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I keep looking down thinking, he's not answering me. He probably is.
Really, right now, you don't have to have a delay right now, because, you're not big enough to have trolls.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't.
Okay, when you're setting it.
I haven't set it myself. It's whatever it was set on, so I'll have to go and change it.
Okay, it's on the very bottom of one of those white pages where it says no delay, 30-second and 90-second or 60-second.
Yeah, I'll have to go and have a look. There is a new setting, isn't there, called camera. You know where you go live and then underneath there's events. There's a new one that says camera, and you just press on the camera button, and you can go straight live with your webcam from there without even going into Hangouts. But I don't know how you would invite anybody.
No, it's not a Hangouts.
No, it's just a straight.
Right. You just hope somebody shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Because I seen that the other day. It says new at the side of it. So we hold on. Simon's putting something.
Tablet might have the Hangouts.
Yeah, on the tablet. But we've been using Hangouts, and it's in if you go to your control panel and go over to is it left-hand side? Yeah, left-hand side, and go down for it's home at the top. And if you just look down, it says live, and then you go into.
Don't you have to do event?
Yeah, if you go into the other one, you have to have another program to send it. So you have to go into the events and then set up a Hangout, don't you? And you have to click on quick.
Yeah. Yeah, because a couple of times I went to the wrong place and go, there's no Hangout here.
Yeah.
So I had to watch the tutorial again, and okay,
there's loads of videos on it, Simon. I think I forgot his name. Where is he? Kieran. Was it you that went on other night with somebody else and had a go? But there's loads of videos to tell you how to do it. But You used to do it through Google Plus, didn't you? But now you don't. If you find a video that tells you to go through Google Plus, they stop doing it. You have to go through YouTube and do it, don't you? I think.
Yeah, don't click on the little camera up by the bell where it says go live. You have to go over on the side, like Tina said, where you have your 3 little bars and you drop down your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired. Yeah, it's a middle afternoon and I'm getting tired.
We'll have to go in a bit. Kieran, I watched your live attempt. Was one or both of you drinking? Because you did an awful lot of giggling. You were like 2 young boys. It was quite funny, actually.
I watched some of it and I couldn't understand half of it.
They were doing an awful lot of laughing, weren't they? And I think somebody did say they were drinking beer. It was quite funny.
Maybe that's why I couldn't understand them. Yeah, Karen, when you have these people that don't comment, I'm one of them. I'm a lurker. I'm known for lurking on channels. Well, half the time in the chat, I can chat once. I can say hi, and then for some reason, YouTube or my computer or whatever will not let me chat again for like 10 minutes. And I keep trying to type, and it won't even let me type.
Well, I have problems with some of the chats because the time I've typed in, they come to answer to what somebody's talking about, the subject's completely changed and nobody takes any notice of what you've put by the time you've got it typed in, because I'm not very fast at typing.
Yeah, yeah, that happens to me too. And usually you have to put the content in there also, or nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Karen will put down a comment. You need to read it. Huh.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah. Go on into the YouTube onto control panel. Look down for live. Live. Go onto the event bit. Then do a schedule, and then then say go live, and it takes you to the Google Hangout. Yeah, that's right.
But don't click that little camera up by the bell. That goes someplace else. It says go live, but you can't go from there. You can upload a video or go live, but it's not Hangouts.
Yeah, but we'll have everybody doing it in a bit. We're getting good. We're getting a little community of people being able to get onto this YouTube thing.
Yeah, and then when you see a name that you don't recognize, be very, very cautious, because that's when you start getting the trolls.
Yeah,
and the best thing is to go, when you see somebody you don't recognize, click on the 3 little dots right after their comment, and you can go to their page. And you can see who they are.
Yeah, because Julie had one, didn't it? A stupid young boy, jumping about and saying silly things and stuff.
And she has moderators that read it because it's got a delay. They can read it before it goes up on the screen.
Yeah,
before it's out to the public.
I forgot what his name. That fella I was telling you about the other day. That gardening channel. He's got really long hair. He's put a video up today about the fox cubs. I forgot what his name is. He had loads other night. He had to have 2 moderators, and that's all they were doing was blocking the trolls all night. It was quite bad.
I must not be.
We're not interested enough.
Channel. When you go and find his video, put it in Facebook for me so I can go subscribe.
Yeah, I will do. For the life of me, I can't think what his name is, but I'm not very good with names at best of times. It takes me ages to remember Simon's name, and I say it often enough because when I want to reply to one of his videos, I got to type his name and then go, I can't remember what it is. What's his name? Oh no, because I like to say hello Simon or something, and I have to end up just putting what I want to say because I forgot his name. I'm absolutely terrible at names.
Oh, me too. Unless it's somebody that I already know with that name. No. You do not have to be professional, Karen.
No, you don't have to be. I was quite amused with you giggling. It was quite funny. It was making me laugh. I thought to myself, how many have they had to drink? Oh dear. But yeah, I'm terrible with me names of my plants and all, because sometimes I can remember them and sometimes I can't. And anything with an awkward name, I can't say it for the life of me. And then you frighten making yourself look stupid by trying to say it and it coming out completely wrong. So I'm going to only buy plants that I can say the names in future.
Or when they have, well, like 50 Shades of Green. Nobody knows who 50 Shades of Green is if they're not subscribed to him. And you start commenting to Simon, and they're going, well, who's Simon? Where's his comment?
yeah, I suppose you've got to watch the channels, haven't you, so you know who's who. But there's been some interesting videos lately of different things. Justin Rhodes one today was a bit if you're a bit squeamish. They did the
I got it yesterday with the slaughtering the chickens. No,
yeah.
Harvesting. No, whenever they do that, I skip it. I know it's what you can do. I don't care to do it. I don't care to see it. No, but then he's watch the numbers of his views go up like crazy.
Yeah.
The thing was, he didn't have it really titled right, because he said a 9-year-old or 10-year-old teaches a 9-year-old or vice versa.
Yeah.
And it goes straight into them sticking the chicken in the tube, and no, give me some time to go. Nope, I don't want to watch this. They didn't give me any time whatsoever.
I did think that some people might be a bit upset to see that the children was killing the chickens and stuff. I did think that a lot of people wouldn't like that. Hang on again, I've got stupid dogs.
Okay. Take care of the noisy ones. Okay, it's my turn again. I don't know. I'm hot, tired, and miserable right now. Karen, are you going to do another live? I think we have Simon talked into a live chat, hangout.
What did I miss?
One? Okay.
What did I miss?
My concern is about teaching children that young. Do they really realize that they are harvesting food, or is it, ooh, let's kill something else?
Yeah, I don't know whether. I mean, they live on a farm and they'll see these things as they grow up. But I just thought some people might not like the video of. Hold on, just a minute. I'm just going to kill a husband. Just a minute.
Don't kill him. You need him.
He thinks I'm talking to him and I'm talking to you. He's going, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Because he's in the kitchen.
I got that trouble with the cat. He comes in there and goes, you talking to me? You got to give me something to eat.
Yeah, because he's in the kitchen.
Just go back. Hello, Mark.
Babette says hello, Mark.
Hello.
He says hello. But yeah, I thought some people would have strong opinions of that. I mean, I know in the normal world on farms, children are being exposed to all this and growing up with it and stuff, and they'll learn to do it and carry on doing it as adults.
Normal's overrated.
But people that live in cities, a lot of people would not like to see children that young slaughtering chickens. But,
and with YouTube, children that young are watching it also.
Yeah.
Because even though something says it's age restricted, they could be using their parents' account. It could be their account and they lied about their age. Hello, Mark.
She says hello.
Hello.
Let me see your fuzzy little face.
Hold on. Let me show you. Say hello.
Ooh, hubbada. Ooh.
He's got his top off again. It's hot in here.
Hi, Giles.
Yeah, I am jealous. You've got bigger boobs than me.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Kieran's talking about slugs and snails. For years, I would go out front with the long barbecue tongs.
Canadian can just
collect.
talk to slaughter a moose by the time they're 5.
I didn't. Oh, he's not talking to me. Okay. I would go out for years out front at night with my duck. He would follow me around the yard. He didn't eat the snails, but I would take barbecue tongs, pick them up, and put them in a little bowl of ammonia. And they would bubble up and it would kill them. Or I would walk around with a salt shaker and salt the slugs because they're harder to pick up. And I had a police officer pull up one night and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I just told, and I had a flashlight. I says, "I'm assaulting snails." He started cracking up. He says, "Carry on, carry on."
Yeah.
So I don't have any snails anymore.
Well, wait, mine. Oops, I nearly pulled that out of the socket. My population snails have declined because I've waged war on them. I haven't had to. Maybe because it's been so hot. I reckon they're hiding. They've not been out so much. Because I mean, the other year I used to have to go out every night and kill them, and that's why I got all them likes and all them views on my snail killing videos. That
when it's damp or after a rain, they come out everywhere. I used to collect them for the emergency wildlife rehab, and one of the places I worked, I mean, the street was like black with snails. So I just went out there and gathered up a 5-gallon bucket worth and brought it up to the compound, and we fed them to the raccoons and the skunks and the quadrumundis, and even the foxes were eating them. And to think I want to kill off my raccoons. I bottle fed 5 of them. I like them. I just wish they'd stop destroying my garden.
They like your garden, don't they? They like to dig it up and cause havoc.
Well, the problem is nobody else has a garden this year. It just dawned on me the other day that 2 houses west of me have always had a garden. They haven't done it this year. The house to the east of me does not have a garden, that they've had a garden for years. And not the next house, but the next house over, they just moved out, so there's not a garden. They never put one in because they knew they were selling. So I've got the only fresh fruit and vegetables in town.
So that's why they're visiting you all the time, because you've got dinner, breakfast and everything.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and midnight snack.
Midnight snacks, yes. We only have cats. We have a few cats come to visit, and Badger sees them off. He doesn't like cats.
He says, "Ooh, tasty snack if I can catch it."
He just goes flying up the garden, barking his head off.
Well, if you have cats using your flower beds as a litter box, citrus, orange, grapefruit, lemon peels, just drop them in there, and the cats don't like them. And you don't have to put solid coat.
I don't think I've seen any cat droppings. I think perhaps the dogs, they don't stay on the garden long enough to go to the toilet because the dogs go flying up the garden and chase them. So I think they keep away now. But I don't know what he'd do if he caught one. I think he probably would kill it because he's killed a squirrel before. He did an aerial attack. He come flying through the bracken, jumped the path, and then came down the other side of the path in the air and landed on it and killed it, shook it to death, and then looked at me and would say, "Why is my toy not running away?"
Yeah, the toy quit moving, Mom.
Yeah.
Simon, no, what they're doing, since we haven't had any rain, significant rain in the last, I would say, 3 years, because the debris has built up down in the storm drains. In fact, the one in front of my house is like the trash can for all the homeless or the people that go to 7-Eleven. That's a convenience store. They drop their chip bag, their soda cans and everything right there. And because we haven't had any rains to flush it out, it's starting to build up, and it builds up, and that's a mosquito growing place then because the water's backing up, and on and on and on and on. But no, that's the raccoon superhighway. They play up and down there. And no, they didn't get any raccoons out. I wish they would have.
Yeah, we've got a lot of foxes around here, but none come on the garden. They might do if we had chickens or something, but we see a lot because we're right at the side of the woods, because we're right at the side of Sherwood Forest. So there's lots and lots of foxes wandering around all over the place.
No, Robin Hood doesn't live there anymore.
Oh, Mark. He says Robin Hood doesn't live there anymore.
Are you sure? Maybe his ghost is there.
It may be still in that big tree. We're not far from the major oak, the big tree that he was supposed to hide out in. But
No, he lives in Nottingham now. He's actually a bloke called Tony.
Mark, he says he lives in Nottingham now. He's a bloke called Tony.
Oh, I don't know who that is, but okay.
No.
Oh, he is, because I know a bloke called Tony who's an actor and he regularly plays.
Oh,
Robin
I
Hood.
see. That's why he knows a bloke called Tony that's an actor, and he quite
Regularly
often plays Robin Hood.
The Tales of Robin Hood in Nottingham and all sorts.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't quite understand what he's on about. This is the trouble with people butting in from the background.
Peanut gallery.
Yes.
And we only have Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, got you. Sorry, I was slightly drifting off there on other thoughts. We've got well, we can really say he's in Nottingham, lives at Nottingham, because there's a big statue of him outside the castle. So he's moved in at Nottingham Castle, I think. That's what we will say. He's got a big bronze statue of him.
Oh.
Yes, but our woods, they're not as thick as they used to be, because a lot of the little villages now, they've built in between them, so it's constant houses till they get to us, and then it goes out into the country.
Starting to sound like the United States, huh?
Yeah, so but that's why Forest Town was called Forest Town, because it was in the middle of a forest, and it was built because of the mine. The mine was built, so they built houses for the workers, and then they needed churches and shops and things, so slowly progressed. So then they had another village called Clipston a bit further down, and then eventually the two's just joined up, and then Forest Town slowly joined into Mansfield. Now there isn't a separation between them, but so we're losing a lot of our woodland. But it's nice for the dogs, because I just walk across the road and I'm into the woods, and I can walk for miles, and dogs can charge about, and we can walk at the side of the river and stuff.
Our woods are about 30 miles away, but at least the one thing where I live, you can go to the beach, go to the mountains, and go to the desert all in the same day.
Oh, that's good. It'd be too hot for me, though. I can't stand the heat. I've been suffering something rotten again today. I keep having bad heads.
The thing is, it is a dry heat. My dad lived in the desert for 22 years, and I went down there just about every weekend the last 2 years. And it's a dry heat. 110 feels like maybe 85, because you don't sweat, so then you don't feel the heat.
Yeah, well, it's been really muggy and what do you call it? Muggy time. Humidity's been high today.
This is an extremely humid summer here too.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here with a little fan blowing on the back of my head and one of my cool towels, and just keep wiping the blow off of my forehead still, even it's only 85 in here.
Yeah, just can't do anything. You just move slightly today, and you're just dripping with sweat. It's been horrible again. And I'm supposed to be going on that walk tomorrow, but I'm not going.
You've talked yourself out of it. Good girl.
I've talked myself out of it. Well, I can't get rid of this head. It's not as bad today, but yesterday, because I was going to come on yesterday at 8 o'clock, weren't I? And after I took my friend home, it was getting late. We were getting on towards 8 o'clock, and I would have been struggling to get on. But my head, I didn't know what to do with my head, and I took more tablets. And my son says, "You're not drinking enough." But I mean, I've been drinking loads, and the trouble is, the more I drink, the more times I have to go to the loo. So you can't win, and I just really don't like it at the minute. And I've got half marathon in September. It's 8 weeks away, and I have not trained all summer because I can't stand the heat. I've not been on the treadmill. I've not been out running with my friends. I've not been to the club. Not done nothing because I can't stand it. So it looks like I'm going to be pulling out of that. So my friend's not going to be happy. But I can't go and run 13 mile when I've not run. I've been out twice all summer. One was 5k, and the second one my friend wanted to run 6 mile, and I was dying at 5k. So by the time we got to 5 mile, I says I've got to stop. I cannot go on anymore. And I haven't run since because can't cope. So it looks like I'm pulling out of that as well, whether my friend's mad at me or not.
Well, the thing is you don't need to make yourself sick. It's just running. You can do that at any time, but if you drop dead from a heart attack from the heat, you're never going to run again. Yeah,
well, because my friend's been getting up at 5:30 to go running before work, and I said, if you think I'm getting up at 5:30 to go running, you've got nothing coming. So and she's been running at night with the Smilers, but it's still been too hot for me at night. I can't stand it. I will run when it gets cold again. I've got other things to do anyway. I've got to concentrate on my garden.
Take it easy at first. You're not going to go straight into a full run.
No, I'll just start training slowly when weather cools down again. Anyway, I've got my garden to keep me occupied in the summer, haven't I? I don't need to be going out running. And the dogs, she's been taking her dog to the park run on a Saturday, and I told her off other week for taking dog out. My dogs are absolutely shattered, and they only just walk in the shade in the woods down to the river and back, and they're puffing and panting when they get back. It's too hot for them. So I'm not running my dogs.
The thing is, animals and people are going to start dying if they don't straighten out.
Well, they are in Greece, aren't they? They're dying of heat stroke in Greece. It's been 47 in Greece.
Well, I had a heat stroke, I don't know how many years ago, and I feel it right away. If I'm out in the sun, that's why I'm in the garden first thing in the morning. And if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done, and I go out in the evening. And that's why I've been losing some plants, because I used to go out midday and make sure things were covered, that were starting to scorch or whatever, and make sure things had water. But I can't even do that anymore. I guess I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's miserably hot.
Yeah, but what's 47 in Fahrenheit? Because
I have a little half and half here. 47. It's close to 120.
Yeah, so that's really hot, isn't it?
That's really hot. The other day it was 107 here, or 106, and then further up the coast it was 117. Do you watch Little Bean's Garden?
I think I do, yeah.
And the whole thing got burnt up. I mean, it just literally cooked her garden.
Oh dear, that's not good, is it?
And she's got chickens. She brought the dogs into the house under the air conditioning, and she said she went out several times during the day and sprayed down the chicken coop and stuff. Well, look, you're spraying it down. It's making it more humid, but it does bring down the temperature a bit.
Yeah.
She didn't lose anything. I think she only has 3 or 4 chickens.
Yeah, I've been putting, because they say like in your greenhouses and stuff to put water down on the floor and it'll bring the temperature down. So I've got like big long trays. They're like what you'd put your grow bags. Supposed to put your grow bags in. Well, I use them for putting pots on, so it waters them from the bottom, so it sucks up. So I've got loads of them all around my tomato plants and stuff, and I've been filling them up with water so that it helps to keep them cool, because some of my tomato plants can't cope with it.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose stuff now.
Shriveling up. But we'll all be shriveling up if it keeps up like this.
Yeah, my feet My feet aren't swollen at all. One advantage of sweating to death. Nothing is swollen.
All right, that's good then. Because when I went to America, that's the only time my ankles and bottom of my legs have swelled. I went to Niagara Falls and it wasn't half hot. And I've never had anything swell up with the heat before, and it did when I went there. That was terrible. Oh, Simon says he wants to get some chickens. Well, if you get some chickens, it'll make you go out to feed them, so it'll encourage you to spend more time outside. Or does it not work like that, Simon? I suppose it's very difficult for people that don't understand. You're not, your fear of going out. People that's never had that, I suppose it's very difficult for people to understand what it must feel like, and to try and encourage you and to help you to get over it.
Simon, are you saying you don't know how you're going to get them to go in their house at night?
Simon doesn't like to go outside. He's got this fear of leaving the house.
So do I. That's my garden, and my chickens need me, so I will do that. By the time I got done yesterday, I was shaking so bad. I'm surprised I even made it. But while I was out, I forced myself to go to Walmart. There's things you just have to force yourself to do.
Yeah, he's saying he can't go out to buy them.
Okay, you're okay in the garden, and the chickens are going to be part of the garden, correct?
Yeah, he's got to go out and buy them. Perhaps somebody would go and fetch them for you.
Some people will deliver them. If you get the babies, you usually have to pick those up at the post office. Do you have a free giveaway farm type newspaper article? And here it's called Free Cycle and Craigslist.
Yeah, perhaps somebody would deliver them for you. I had some chickens delivered when this is going right back to when my kids were little, and I had them delivered to the allotment, and this fella I bought them off, brought them to the allotment. So I bet you could find somebody that would bring them to your house.
Yeah, and then going out, and as long as they're in a caged area, you don't want to let them in your garden. You will not have a garden.
No, they will, especially lettuce. You will never have no lettuce with chickens.
Or your peas. As soon as your peas come up, they eat them. They'll have their own confined area, and you really need to keep them protected from critters, from predators. So you need a fully contained roof, sides, everything. And then they need a sleeping area, a coop. And you can put out enough food.
Yeah, you can feed them all the waste from the garden. You stick it in.
And all the food, you can feed them a large amount of food. They're not going to overeat. They will eat what they want and just keep, filling the thing periodically. They do have to have water. Okay. You're going to love having chickens. You're going to find yourself.
They're lovely. They are. Because especially if you have a lot to do with them, they like a dog or a cat. They know you and they come to you. And I used to have one always used to sit on my shoulder when I was working in the chicken run and stuff. It used to love me. As soon as it see me, it used to be flying, come running and jump on my shoulder, and that's where it stayed while I was doing all my work. But,
you've seen Ginger. She comes when I call her. She looks hilarious running around the corner. I take her off of her roost. I just put my hand out. I have to use two hands because she's too heavy. She steps onto both hands, and that's my chicken elevator because the roost is 5 feet off the ground. That's one thing. Chickens like to be high. Oh, yes, fresh eggs. Oh, there's nothing like fresh eggs.
Yeah, the only time you've got to watch them is if they go broody, because then they'll peck you when you try to take their eggs off them. But if you buy the the ex-battery hens type ones, they don't go broody, so very rarely.
Yeah, they can't. Well, the thing is, if they go broody, you can either let them go broody, and if you don't have a rooster, But Paula, she takes and put a coffee can over their head to get the eggs out from underneath them. She just puts a can over their face. They can't peck her that way. I put my hand underneath because mine don't peck me.
Yeah, you just get the hang of it though. You just, because I mean, I used to breed and show and all sorts. So you kind of get to know your chickens and know how they react to things. And we used to have, God, what they were called now. They were a rare breed, and we fetched them from this rare breeds farm. They were selling them off because it's probably selling excess ones off. And this cockerel, they were seeing the spurs on its blooming legs, and it was as nasty as anything. None of my cockerels had ever been nasty. And he took a disliking to my daughter, Emma, that come and said hello. And she was only about 9 at the time. And I used to have to protect her. And if he caught your shins with that flipping spur, oh, God. But none of mine were ever nasty. I don't know why he was such a blooming sod, but he didn't stay very long. We kept the hens that came with him, and he went back off to auction.
I used to snap the spurs off of mine. We can't have roosters anymore, or I would have them.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really hurt you. It's just that your reaction when they go to peck you is to pull your hand away. But if you don't, they don't really. It's not bad type of peck. And normally, if you just grab them from behind, so you kind of come this way with the head facing forward, grab the wings, pick them up, grab the egg, put them back down again, and out you're gone. They're not really a problem. You do get used to it.
Oh, 4 chickens would be perfect, because usually they lay an egg for 21 days, and then they quit. So if you have 4, you're always going to get 2 eggs a day, no matter what.
Yeah, they probably.
Sometimes you'll get 4 eggs a day, then all of a sudden you'll get 2 eggs a day, and then 1 egg a day, and then no eggs, and then they start in again.
Yeah, sometimes in the winter you don't get many eggs. Some of them do lay in the winter. Some breeds, depends what breed you get. If you get the ones that are ex-battery farm, that they just keep laying all the time. They do. But if you get like the more rare breeds or the purebred ones, then sometimes they don't lay in the winter.
Now, on the factory ones, they've had their beaks clipped, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that you don't have to worry about being
pecked. Yeah, some of them are in a bit of a state though when you get them, but you get there's Facebook pages that tell you when they go in to rescue them, and they don't charge an awful lot for them and stuff, so you can pick them up reasonably cheap. And sometimes they've got no feathers and stuff. You have to give them good food and get them built back up. But once you've got them looking all right and stuff, and then they'll be as happy as anything. Because some of them don't know how to scratch. They don't know how to. They've never seen it outside, so they don't. They kind of look in shock when they see a blade of grass.
Just dirt floors because they've been raised on a wire rack.
Yeah. So it's not very nice for some of them, but it's nice to be able to give them a home afterwards instead of them being slaughtered.
And the ones I've seen that they got the battery chickens, the chickens are all sweet chickens. They're not flighty or anything. I think it's Tina's bedtime.
Yes.
And the thing is just if they stop laying, up the protein. If you don't know what to give them dry cat food, dry dog food.
Yeah.
That's the protein, and then you end up with more eggs. But they got to rest also. You don't want them to pump out eggs nonstop.
Yeah. It's very nice to have chickens. I do miss my chickens, but we haven't got room now. We did have when we first came here. We did have 2 call ducks live at the top of the garden, because we'd got rid of everything else when we moved to this house. I'd stopped showing and breeding and everything, but we'd got some little white call ducks, and this house had a massive, great big pond that I've took out now, but it was that deep I could stand up to here in it, and it's got a bridge that went over it. It took up most of the garden. I don't know who would want to live in a pond that big. And there was a bit of a bog garden at the bottom, and I kind of put some slabs over it and put the coop and the little run there, and they had a big bowl of water, and then every now and again I used to let them out in the pond. So they used to live up at the top of the garden. But that were in the days where you didn't take photos like you take now, because you didn't have camera phones and you had proper film. So you weren't taking photos all the time because you were having to go down to have your films developed. But now everybody's got this digital stuff. Everybody takes photos of everything. Because I was only thinking the other day, I haven't got one photograph of any of the chickens, the allotments, the geese, the ducks that I used to breed. Even the kids used to show them as well, and they used to have their own. And we used to go to competitions, and our Adam won first place. I think it was regional final, and he got a massive, great big cup. And there's a photograph of him. We didn't used to take photos like we take now. Now everybody documents every single part of the day.
Everything they eat, everything else. Yeah, that's like I've had gardens since '87. I have a few pictures, but like you said, you choose your subject very carefully because you weren't going to be able to afford to get the film developed. So you didn't take a whole roll every day. Like now I go out and 30, 40 pictures in the morning, no problem. What I don't like, I delete or just leave in the computer and put it in the other hard drive.
Yeah.
But back then, you didn't take pictures. That's why, you don't have a whole lot of pictures of when you were a kid because your parents couldn't afford to take pictures.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, I've scanned a few, like them and my granddad and stuff. So I've got quite a few of my kids when they were little. I have got actually a case full of photographs upstairs of them when they were young, but I decided
not to the extent that we do now.
No, because it's where to put them. Because, like I say, I've got some baby photos of me, all kids' photos, Mark's photos, and they fill a case. And like I say, what are you going to do? We're digital. They're on a camera or on a laptop, and they're easy stored, aren't they? Or you send them to cloud, and that stores them all.
Now, do you keep your hard copy photos in a suitcase?
Yeah.
Yep, me too. In case there's a fire or flood, I just grab the suitcase and run. I don't have to look for photo albums over here and pictures over there. Nope, everything's in suitcase.
Under the bed. Under the bed. All the cases under the bed. So it's there. It's a big case, so I would be struggling downstairs with it. It's a massive, great big case.
Yeah, those are the ones before they put wheels on them.
Yeah, one of them old. It's an old case.
Old Samsonite hard cider.
No, it's not a hard cider. It's a soft cider. It's not like quite old. That old.
Oh, mine's even older. Mine's are hard ciders. So I can throw them on top of the van and not worry about it. Yeah,
but I might scan a few more. I might get some out and scan a few more because we've got. I did a few. I did some of my granddad in his army uniform with his horse, and there's one of them in, like, as you imagine, there was in some field where they'd been fighting, and they'd all gone to sleep underneath this tree with the guns outside of them. And then there's quite a few of the kids when they were little, of different ages that I scanned. But there's loads up there. I might have another scanning session. It's just time sitting there scanning them all.
Yeah, and then categorizing. When I
Yeah.
first got on Ancestry.com, I started scanning all the old pictures to put them in there. So at least now they're all together in the suitcase instead of that drawer and that suitcase and that suitcase over on that shelf. They're all together now, at least.
Yeah. Did you try? I went on ancestors.com thing, but yeah, you only got so much before you had to pay, and I didn't want to fork out
Oh,
the money
well,
to
yeah.
search. I was quite interested to try and find out about some of our relatives.
Yeah, I'm paying the $19 a month. See, my trouble is my supposedly found out otherwise that my grandmother was adopted. She was supposed to be a Mexican Indian, and nope, she's all European. My grandfather came over from Germany. We have absolutely no history on him. And my dad was an orphan. But he was never in an orphanage. He was just a kid that kind of bummed around here and there and this type of thing. So we have no history on him. So the main reason why I was doing the DNA was hoping that there'd be some other DNA pop up.
Yeah, Mark's adopted, so you don't really know his real background.
Well, that's when it would be good, because you spit in a little tube, and if anybody else with his DNA spit in a little tube, like a different mother or a different father, but half of that DNA is there. But apparently anybody that was with my dad, either he was the last of his line or nobody else has done the test.
Yeah. I did start to look back because I could ask my mum about grandmas and granddads and the mums and dads and different things.
Yeah.
And I did find one or two, but then I just I'd got to pay to get into different sections.
Go any further, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
so
and
I
for
didn't
me,
bother.
the $20 a month, it's worth it to me. I'm not paying for the European, which that's would take me to my grandfather's side, because it did come up with a hint on my mother, which my mother is the daughter of my grandfather that jumped ship, supposedly, because the records that go back have him listed coming from 3 different places when they do a census here every 10 years. And it had him coming from Germany on one, from Illinois on another, and New York on another. So the very first one from Leningrad, Germany, that was the true one. Then after that, I guess after he got here, because he was here illegally, it doesn't go anywhere. But it gave me a little hint from my mother, but I looked at it, but I was going to have a friend look at it also, because I was told that I'm Babette. My mother was Babette. My grandfather's sister was Babette, and 2 of his aunts were Babette. And when it came up with the thing in Germany, the link to my mother was 2 more Babettes. So I knew it was the right one. But then when I finally got my friend to help me look at it, the information was no longer available, because it says if you want to go any further, you have to upgrade your membership. And I'm not going to upgrade it just for that. It's not going to change my life in any way.
Yeah, it depends how interested or how determined you are to find how far back you want to go. Some of them programs are really interesting. When they have them famous people and they search back and find out where all their ancestors come from.
I've seen some of those.
Yeah, I like them programs. They're good. They are. Anyway, it's getting a bit late, and my eyes are starting to hurt with these glasses on all night. So I think we might call it a night, and we'll do one again in the week.
And nobody said they cared about what day or what time or what topic or anything.
No, they didn't. I'll think of something to talk about, I suppose.
Well, if anybody watches this in the replay and you have any ideas, you make it this far, you have any suggestions, put it down in the comments below. And Tina can go back and read them and find out if you want it on a specific night, if you want it at a specific time, and what kind of topics you want to hear about.
Yeah, especially if you want to know anything on gardening, any gardening problems. I'm sure between everybody we can solve any problems. We had a bit of a dilemma trying to fathom out what were my tomatoes, didn't we? That was a bit of a, I think it's a bit of a combination of things, my tomatoes. I think it was turned out to be slug damage on some, but I have found 2 that has definitely blossom end rot. But I'm letting them go red because it's making the others go red, and then I can cut the bottom off, can't I?
Yeah.
And eat the rest. And
double check, because sometimes it goes in a little bit further where the meat is a little odd. I cut that out too.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look. But I've let them go red. I've left them on because it's making the others near them now start to go red. I think because once one lot start, they all start, don't they? So I didn't pull them off. I left them on. So
and you know apples will make them ripen.
Will they?
Yeah.
I know bananas do.
Apples give off ethylene gas, I think it is. What you can do is, if you have to pick them green, put them in a paper bag with an apple, or if you have any old apples, you can put them around the bottom of the on the ground under the tomato plants.
Thanks, Kieran, for your comments about us being fantastic. We like to please, don't we, Babette?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, me and my friend yesterday had a discussion on why my Bramley's apples don't look like Bramley apples this year. They're red. And so we Googled it, and it turns out that that's how the apples are supposed to be. You're seeing them at the proper ripeness, but normally for Bramleys you pick them when they're green. And so that's why they've got that tart taste for cooking. But if you leave them to the full ripeness, they go red. Oh. I didn't know this. So my friend Joe, we were having a discussion up the garden about them. And so my friend Joe Googled it, and that's what we found out.
You asked Mr. Google Pants?
Yes, I asked Mr. Google Pants. Well, Joe did. Joe asked Mr. Google Pants. So, yeah, we're having this discussion. I'm stood on the wall again, and she took a photograph of me stood on the wall. And I'm trying to get to the apples to pull them off to show her. And then that reminded me of what Emma said to me the other day. That was said on one of the videos. She told me off for climbing on the wall like a teenager.
That's terrible. What's keeping you. You still can climb on the wall like a teenager. That's the main thing.
Yes, I still can. So yes. So anything like that, any problems of people's got, and if we don't know between us, we'll Mr. Google Pants it and find out for everybody.
Or we'll Google Pants early.
Yes.
Ask the question. We'll look up the answer and then we'll answer it.
Yes. So we'll discuss. We'll find something to discuss. I might get the hang of putting these pictures up and be able to show you some more pictures, because it was going fine, and then it all went terribly wrong, didn't it?
When it goes bad, it goes bad.
Yeah. So right, so we're gonna all go to bed now. So we'll all say bye bye, and as soon as there's a delay to everybody else, we'll hang on a minute and.
No, you can go bye now, but they'll see it in 30 seconds. So just click the thing on the bottom, and I'll stay here.
Rightio. So bye. I'm going.